Welcome to Project Next Morning Show with Tim and Sarah. It is so wonderful to be with you today. We are talking about all kinds of interesting things like who isn't sick at this point. We're going to get some tips from, I don't know, if I could have an ER doctor on this show with me, we could get some tips for keeping our families and ourselves safe. And we're going to talk about my love of consignment stores and how they heavily favor people that wear women's clothing. We're going to talk about Cass going to the dentist for the first time. It's as adorable. It's as adorable as you hope. I even have a picture of it. We're going to talk about the value of friends and family because, shocker, running for Congress, running for state house, calling out corruption, it's hard. So we're going to talk about, how do we deal with it? And if you are struggling right now, how are you doing? How are you dealing? And let's just get it all out and just hopefully this morning show is a giant warm hug to you. That is our goal of the show today. Dr. Tim Peck, how are you this morning, my friend?
Well, I'm not sick, which is a great thing. And I was sick for a while, as I know you were, as I know so many of our neighbors have been. It's been an insane illness season, an early flu season, and more cases of the flu and more deaths from the flu since the last 30 years. And so as an emergency doc, all of a sudden they just started coming in, and it's actually dipped a little bit right now. It's about there's a dashboard if you all want to go to it on in.gov. You could just Google it, influenza or flu, in.gov, and showing that right now about 4% of patients coming into the emergency department have this influenza-like illness. So it was up near 10% in my ED just a couple days ago.
I'm going to tell you what I have heard about the flu shot. And can you just tell me if this is right or wrong or add to it? Because I'm just a slightly informed person getting my flu shot every year. So I do get my flu shot. I take my family to get the flu shot. I have heard that when you get it every year, it helps build up resistance to all the different types of flu strands out there. I have heard that this particular flu you might still get it if you get the flu shot, but you don't get as sick with it, and that it's kind of a gamble. We haven't really got a flu vaccine that gets all types of flu. They kind of guess what type of flu is going to be the worst in America, and they make shots for that one, and then you kind of hear, was it the right one, was it not? So am I right? Is this wrong?
Yeah, so the CDC does surveillance on what strands of the flu are out there, and at some point you got to lock it and say, okay, these are the major strands out there, let's build a vaccine for this and ship it out to the country. Unfortunately, the main strand of the flu right now was not included in that initial shipment, and the reason is it wasn't around at that point. It was so minor, it just wasn't around. But it does the strands that we did make immunity for in the influenza vaccine does have some cross reaction with this strand of influenza. So it's not completely what we call naive to the vaccine. Instead, there is some crossover. So if you get sick from the flu right now and you've had the flu shot, you would have gotten a whole lot sicker without it. And flu is dangerous. Yes.
It takes about 3 weeks. Is this true? It takes about 3 weeks for the flu shot to get in your body and build up the immunities?
No.
No,
So
I
mean,
that's what I always thought. I'm like waiting my 3 weeks.
heard that necessarily, but the influenza vaccine starts working almost right away, and that's
well, that's good
that's
news.
why you might get a reaction where you get
I usually get a sore arm. My arm's a little sore for a day or two.
That reaction is actually your body fighting the flu, right? Or you might have a fever, or you might feel a bit tired, or you might feel flu-like symptoms because it's your body fighting the flu. And at that point, you've now created some memory that if your body sees the flu, the actual flu, it will fight it. And so, yeah, it takes days, it takes time for you to build up that immunity fully, but really,
But you're getting it right away. I did
Mhm.
not realize that. That makes me feel
You're
better.
getting
You
some of
know,
that anyway, but
I just for those of you that have children, like small children, it's kind of hard to find a place to get a flu shot. You can't just walk into JC or Walgreens or whatever and just get one. Um, I just wanted to shout out to our health departments. I this year for the first time, and I'm going to do this every time now. I just called the Harrison County Health Department in Corden and made an appointment for all five of us, and we all five went in and they were ready for us. They had two nurses ready. I had my oldest filling out his own paperwork. I had my instead of me filling out online five forms, and
Mhm.
then my husband
Mhm.
filled out his, and one of our twins, I filled out one, and one of my, and it was so easy and fast. So I'm going to use the health department every time from now on.
Yeah.
And it was the easiest I've done, because before I would try to make a doctor appointment, and like it's a whole thing. It was a lot
Yeah.
easier. So I
And
recommend that.
we're not even in flu season, really. We're just at the beginning of this.
So if you haven't got your flu shot, you recommend it.
Oh, 1,000%. It's time to get it. If you haven't gotten it, please get it. It's going, I mean, 4% of the people coming in this week, which is a low week right now, into the emergency department have influenza like illnesses, it's called. And so we want to be able to bring that down as much as possible.
You mentioned a few weeks ago when you were working at the ER that hospital beds were full, people were sick, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was like during the Christmas season and after is what I saw it being so bad. And I got sick, and it wasn't COVID, but I didn't take a flu test, but I was pretty sick for a few weeks. Um, yeah, it's just a rough time. What tips do you have other than,
Yeah.
wash your hands with soap and water, wash with soap for a few seconds, get it bubbly.
Mhm.
Um, try not to cough in people's faces, try not to breathe in people's cough. Is there other important
Yeah.
tips we should be
So first of
doing?
all, yeah, disinfecting surfaces is a big part too. Making sure the surfaces in your home are disinfected, and making sure the disinfectant you have covers the flu and COVID, which most of them do, especially
Okay.
if it has some bleach in it.
Okay.
Um, and then the big thing is when you're starting to get symptoms of the flu, your doctor or the urgent care, if you're not, it's not so terrible that you're dying, go to the urgent care, go to see your doctor, call your doctor, because the medicine that we give, Tamiflu, works much better if we get it early in the
Right. As soon as you
48
get sick.
hours, as soon as
Okay.
you get sick. And what that does is decreases, what it's been shown to do is decrease the length of symptoms and how many days you have symptoms. It's questionable if it decreases the severity of symptoms, which is hard to measure in the first place, but it definitely decreases the length of symptoms. And then if you are pregnant, if you are young, if you are over 65, if you have any comorbidities like diabetes or heart disease, or especially COPD, emphysema because you're a smoker, go get seen early so that you get this, because you can develop a pneumonia from it. What we call a super infection, meaning all of a sudden you have a bacterial infection too. And the flu can lead to death. And so,
And if
and
you're a healthy person, that gets the flu, I think it's important. It's kind of like our responsibility to stay away from the young, the older, the people that could get really sick with it. Maybe take off work, work from home if you can. I
and
mean, I
wear
know in our society you can't always do that, but
yeah,
yeah,
and
to
wear
try to
masks.
stop the spread. Wear masks if you have to.
Masks used to not be a political thing, right? You just
So
wore them
stupid.
as a courtesy, because the stuff in your mouth and nose is getting out into the world and making people sick. So please wear a mask when you're sick around other people. It's really that simple.
I can't believe our reality sometimes.
That as a political thing. And just to say, for the current week, in Indiana, I gotta say it is there's been 8 deaths already from the flu this week.
Just
45.
this week?
Yep, 45 for the current season.
Oh,
And
wow.
we'll see that go up for sure.
So stay safe, everybody. Big hugs. I know my husband takes the twins to his family church, and he said there was about a third of people there as normal this last Sunday. And then my son, my 15-year-old's winter percussion got canceled on Saturday because over half of them did not come because they were sick. So I
Yeah,
dropped him off, came home, and went back and got him.
yeah.
It's
And my
like
whole
it is.
family, I got the whole family was sick. I had illness. My wife did, Cass did. I had a bronchitis that developed on top of it. It
Tim.
was just, yeah, not great, and still have a tiny bit of cough. But the cough, by the way, so can take a month or even 6 weeks to go away completely. Uh,
Yeah.
so this is not something that doesn't
I don't know what
disrupt
I
your
had,
life.
but I was so tired and congested.
Mhm.
I could still like work out, but I took a few days off, and I like Christmas I was so tired. Like like everything was just so much harder, and I'm a pretty fit person, so I was kind of surprised at how much it whatever I got knocked me down.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad we're better, and I just hope everybody else is okay. Yeah,
Yep.
thanks for telling us, Dr. Tim Peck.
Yeah,
Okay,
no problem.
let's talk about dentist. Let's do a cute story. Can we talk? Because you were talking to me on the phone about, all our stuff we do together, our Tim Peck for Congress, Project Next. And you're like, hang on, Missy's calling me. Cass is at the dentist. It's so cute. And so tell me how that went. And I'm going to show the picture.
Yeah, she called me at the dentist to say that Chicken and Black Bear, who are his two stuffies that he carries around right now, also got their teeth cleaned, right? So when you're having pediatric dentistry, what happens is that when you go for a 1 year and a 2 year appointment, what they do is they just kind of look in your mouth to get you used to the fact that you're going to the dentist, and that's great. And then when you're there for your 3 year, you actually get your first cleaning of your teeth. And
Okay, here's the picture. Keep talking.
that's not painful or anything, but but it is fun, and you can see Black Bear there in his hands, um, who got his teeth later, and he told me
I love
at
the
dinner
sunglasses. Did they give the sunglasses? Did he bring them?
they gave those
Oh,
sunglasses
that's cute.
for him, which he loved, and
Cass,
he
Cass
handled it like
is
a champ.
Cass is such an adorable 3-year-old. The time I've spent with him, I'm highly amused by his intelligence for his age to be able to get what he wants. He knows how to get what he wants by being adorable or by instantly being sad. And it's like, it's very powerful. And my daughter, when she was playing with him at the Christmas party, she was like, well, the reason I kept putting toys on the treadmill and pushing them off. And then I came down there and there was a giant pile of toys. And I was like, oh no, we're making a mess at Tim's house. The reason she did that is because she said, Mom, Cass did that giggle every time I did it. So she looked at me, she's like, so I had to keep doing it. And I was like, I get it. I would work for that giggle too. He has the cutest giggle I've ever heard in my life. It instantly fills you with happiness.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
addictive.
that oh man, that is a smart little 3-year-old you got on your hands,
Yeah.
Tim and Missy.
I wasn't feeling that great yesterday, and 5 o'clock rolled around, and so it was time to be with the family, right? And I just wasn't feeling great and up to it. It was a hard day yesterday, and I just he said he invited me to a party when I came out of my office and went into the living room in which he had quartered off a whole area with all the pillows on the couches and everything. And there was a toy party in there for me to play with.
Oh,
And I just did that for 90 minutes with him. And like that just,
that's your mental health help right there. I mean,
absolutely. And, how do you focus on all these things which become very small all of a sudden in your life that are causing issues? But yeah, you got to get back
that
to them.
it
And here we
helps
are
you
today.
with what's important. Your child, my kids, your family, my family, our community, those are the important things. We're
Yeah.
fighting. You and I are doing all our best to push to get better people elected in our community, to be more aware of what's going on, to give steps on how to do it. And why are we doing this? Oh, that 90-minute play session with your child. That's why you're doing this. I'm doing this for my children and my community. It's like it really helps ground you because you can just let go all the petty, stupid stuff. Just let
Yeah.
it go.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Stay focused on the goal of bettering this community, this state, this country. Yeah.
Yeah. So yesterday was a hard day for a few reasons. One, just thinking about this primary that I'm in, which is great. I'm very excited about it. I've said this. You've pressed me in the background as well. Like you keep saying that publicly. Are you actually excited about the fact that you have a primary? People, and
Yeah, I
yes,
wish I had a primary. I'm a little jealous.
yeah. I think it brings more people to the table. We know that when you are voting in a primary, you are 98% likely to vote in the general. And so getting people out into the primary gets them engaged, and that's wonderful. And not only that, once you vote, not only you're more likely to vote, but you're also more likely to get involved in campaigns and be someone who donates or someone who knocks on doors or writes postcards or does phone calls. And so being involved in the democratic process. And I love that. And I love that the fact that the primary is going to do that. That said, running a primary, people are going to figure out ways to, they're competing against you, right?
Well, there's just lots of behind the scene gossip and hurtfulness and judgingness, sort of like you're a celebrity. You get judged a lot for
Yeah,
every single thing you do. Or, well, why wasn't he at this event? Well, you put your kid to bed instead. It's like, why weren't you here? And, well, what does he think on this particular? It's just very
I
high
was at
judgment.
MLK Junior event for New Albany and Floyd County High Schools schools the other day, last week, and Ethan Sleaton May was supposed to be there, and he didn't come. And I saw a post by him just explaining in a very funny way that his car, his wife's car
Oh
broke.
yeah, yes, I heard that story. It was great. They
Yeah.
had lots of car troubles. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so like the immediate, thought by people is, why didn't this guy show up?
He doesn't care about us. He didn't come because he doesn't care. That's immediate. They take it personally
Right.
immediately.
There's
Yeah.
a personal piece there, and you try so hard and to be as many places and be as available as you can. But life happens, right? Life happens, and so asking for people to understand the humanity of our leaders has helped me understand the humanity of our leaders, right?
They're all human. We're all human beings.
Yeah,
We're all humans.
People
Even though
have
we want to think we're other, yeah, or we deserve judgment because we put our name on that ballot. Yeah,
Mhm.
same for me. I get invited I have 67,000 people on my ballot that can vote for me, and you have what, 750,000? What is it?
750. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Mount for you is so much bigger. Just my area, I can't get to every event. And like there's certain things I won't do. Like if my son is doing one of his very few winter percussion performances in Indy on Saturday, I'm taking the entire Saturday to go to Indy, and I'm going with my family and I'm watching that 5-minute performance of my son. And I'm like, I'm sorry that I didn't come to that event. But it's like, my kid's in 10th grade. He's going to be driving soon. Like,
Right.
I only,
I had a conversation, as I was saying, with Uncle Ted from a doctor and a priest walk into a podcast this morning, not on air, but just I was driving into this office, by the way, which needs.
Oh yeah, you're in a new office.
Yes,
Tim
which
Tech
needs
for
some work.
Congress office. This is so
That's right.
exciting.
Yeah, this is going to be the first headquarters here. It's in Jeffersonville, right across from the courthouse. And so we're setting up shop here, but yeah, it needs some decorations and some work. I need to take these lines.
I know where the courthouse is and know where your office is because you and I did a thing about Jamie Knoll the day of the trial. Remember that?
Right. Yeah,
before the election.
And then we went into that trial and saw the people who were affected.
I remember taking pictures of you being on the news. I remember doing that. I remember Sean Bostock interviewing me and me getting on his page and a lot of people seeing that. Oh man, you guys that don't follow Southern Indiana drama, we've had some drama, you guys.
Good drama.
Just look up Jamie Knoll.
We should explore that a little bit. I don't want to look too far backward, but it's still having effects. So.
Oh yeah. Did you see that Sean recently is done with his job and now he's going back to being an independent reporter?
I did not see that. I did not.
I am happy about that.
Well, that I'm sure you are, as there's plenty of things to uncover in Harrison County where he lives. So that'll be
Yeah.
Helpful to
So
get
Sean,
that.
the Sean Bostock Facebook page, integrity and accountability with Sean Bostock is going to be busier lately. So yeah. Those of you that follow the Jamie Knoll stuff, you know Sean Bostock.
Yeah,
He was saying that guy was corrupt years before anybody else was. So props
yeah,
to Sean for being brave enough to do that
yeah.
because it was
Keep,
scary.
taking the, keep taking the hits and talk about those bad days. He was just called crazy and called that
Conspiracy theorists and
conspiracy.
yeah. He was called a lot of names, and then
Yeah,
stuff started to come out, and we're like, wait a minute.
yeah, yeah. Stuff. So yeah, so I was on my ride in and I talked to Uncle Ted, Father Ted.
Love
It's
him so
great.
much, by the way. Love
And
him.
I was just, saying, this is a hard time. There's people coming after me. There's all these trolls. There's people on the left, people on the right. I'm in this primary, and people are trying to find a way to win, which is perfectly understandable. And again, I am very happy there's a primary because the ends definitely will be justify me going through anything to try to win this primary. And but it's hard, and yesterday was a particularly hard day.
Yes.
I just wanted his you know counsel a little bit, and he started asking, like, why is this any harder, or what's different about this than creating startups, than going to DC and getting bills passed, and working in that bipartisan coalition. What's different between this and, one of my startups was able to treat 5,000 patients a day for
Ah,
for
wow.
years. Like, that's for years we were able to give care to patients in nursing homes who didn't have it, for their critical care needs, palliative care needs, emergency care, primary care. Whereas people in nursing homes typically used to see a doctor once every 2 weeks, right? We were with them daily, through telemedicine. And so, that was pretty amazing to get all that done. We had to, raise capital to do that from the right people who were good people to put behind it. I had to build a team of hundreds, and then, with contractors, thousands of people. And it was just a lot to put all that together. And so, what's the difference between that and this? There's plenty of forces coming down on me in both of those. And I said, one of the big things that is different is that I have a family now, right? When it was that, I had people in my life, yes, but I could just
Yeah,
drop
you lived in a nursing home for like 3 months or
pretty
something,
much,
right?
yeah.
You could do that back
You
then.
could
You
just
weren't
like
married
take
with a
that
child
chance,
then.
right? And I gave an example of, like, I remember one time having an opportunity in Chicago that I needed to go pursue. And I literally just dropped everything I was doing in my apartment, went to the airport, and flew there on the
Oh
next
yeah.
flight. And when I came back like a week later, the food was like rotten in my refrigerator, right? And I was like, I can't do that, right? I just can't do that. Nor do I want to do that. And I had another friend the other day kind of challenging me of, like, you were doing these things that were, infinitely large, right? And creating these boundaries and making new boundaries on things and making new realities. And right now, my life has a lot of that from running for Congress, but it also has this infinity that is inward, right? This infinity, the nuclear infinity of the family that you have, and how big and how deep that can go, how much love you can have, how many experiences you can create. And, like, if you haven't experienced that, that's okay. You can find it in other ways, but I welcome you to.
And also I just want to point out you understand like our mortality better than a lot of humans because of your job. Because of your job as an ER doctor, you understand you're getting everybody's worst day sent to you. You understand that accidents happen, car accidents happen, violence happens, tragedy happens, and you understand that every second of joy is a gift. And I think that is a good thing in the most part, but also a hard thing. So I see you taking in family time differently than somebody that isn't around death every workday
Mhm.
is. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, you
Yeah.
you realize how it, like, I make sure that I seek out my son and my wife before I leave the house to make sure that they hear me say I love them, right? Because you just don't know what next day entails, and then so you just know you left things in a way that will make it clear how you feel.
Our
And so,
culture is really scared to talk about death, and I feel like embracing it actually gives you more happiness because you're not so scared of things that are going to happen to all of us. And so you look at it kind of bravely, and then that helps you to appreciate the joy in life more instead of the anxiety of the fear of death. So I like that about you. I feel like I have some of that, and I feel like, I like to be around other people that aren't that embrace just death.
yeah,
Just embrace it because it's
yeah,
gonna happen.
that's right. It's not something to necessarily fear. It's just something to, and you can't completely plan for it either, but you can embrace the small moments and make sure that those things have so much life in them. So yeah, so my uncle was, also talking about like you've always been able to fall back on the family that you came from as well. And, I came from, and he was talking about my father who decided to, be, to fight for the country because he thought it was the right thing and has this very good moral compass. And, worked in social services and created homeless shelters and, had that upbringing. And then my mother's a super, in the word he uses, creative woman who was able to lead and work with so many different cultures in the Catholic Church and help grow communities and whatnot. And you can just, we've been through a lot of hard times, and you just fall back on the fact that there is a moral compass, there is a goodness. And what we got to is like, if you're someone who's voting, don't you want to vote for someone who goes home, looks their wife in the face, and is from a family, part of a family, has created a family in which they're being held accountable to their moral judgments. I can't go home and say I did this terrible thing purposefully, or I made the strategy to be bad to people and go home and feel good about that, or have my family feel good
I
about it.
love that. So your morality, your ethics, because of your family, because you're leaving your family to try to do some really, really hard things, helps keeps you making the best decisions you can make.
Yeah,
Like, that's really beautiful,
that's it.
Tim.
Yeah, it
And
keeps
and
you
what
safe
you and I both
down.
struggle with is how many people in the political world are not doing that. They're
Right.
not they're not focusing on, is this moral? Is this ethical? They're like, this is gonna help me. This is gonna help me get votes, or this is gonna help me to kind of bully somebody to vote the way I want them to vote. They're not doing it. And we're constantly having to take on those people, Tim. You and
Mhm.
we see it on our side, we see it on the other side, we see it everywhere, and it gets to us. It
Yeah.
gets to me and you. We support one another, and we also encourage family time. When you're like, "Oh, Missy's home," or "Missy's on the phone," I'm like, "Oh, thank God she can help you, Tim." Like, I'm just so grateful you have your family, but this is hard. What you're saying is wonderful, and I really try to do that too. I'm not perfect. I mess up all the time, but I really try to take everything through a moral, ethical lens. And it's so frustrating how many people out there controlling us in the community are not doing it. And I think
Yeah.
that makes people stop fighting. I get
Yeah.
why people start to get involved and then they get back out because they're like, "Oh, that person was actually mean. I thought they were nice. I'm going back in my family safety net, you know?"
Yeah. And I have no problem people questioning my moral integrity. That's actually their job as voters, as constituents, is to hold me accountable. Accountability is right. Question it all you want,
Yeah, me too. Question me too.
and
Yeah.
allow me to answer and give
'Cause
you.
we could make a mistake. We could think something is moral. Whoops, somebody points it out, but did you know this thing? Oh, I didn't know that thing. Thank you so much for telling me. Yeah,
Mhm.
so question it. And when our leaders don't allow questions, when they don't allow transparency, when they're like, "How dare you shine a light on my horrible actions?" and they try to bully us and act like they're the victims, it's really telling because people that are trying to be moral want to be questioned and want to be pushed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, push, 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 push. But man,
Push us.
also
Yeah.
also, sometimes you need to take a deep breath and focus toward that nuclear infinity, if you will, to get a little zen on you to that, family infinity that's there and how deep it can be so that you can find your grounding again and get back out there and do the job.
We have to keep trying. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've been a little bit extra vulnerable this week. We did a show on it last week. I've got some bullies, and it is hard on my mental health, and I had to just get extra support. Like, the day I found out about stuff, I called my friend Jama, and she lived 4 minutes away, and I thought she was just going to talk to me on the phone, and she goes, "I'm coming over." And
Yeah.
she came over and took a walk with me and gave me a hug, and I'm like, that right there meant so much to me, just to have, like, I have a few people that love me no matter what. I don't have to be perfect. They just love me. And I really need them when I'm taking on corruption,
Sure.
because it's
Sure.
hard.
Yeah.
And you were a really good friend during that time, and you did the show with me. And that was a very big mental health for me, because I needed to get it out so that I could move on and keep trying to help my community. So, Tim, I think I'm just really proud of you, my friend, for running for Congress. People don't really understand how hard it is. Again, it's 750,000 people, but also it's not only that many people. Some people have 750,000 people in a tiny little city.
Yeah.
No, yours is, you're driving 2 hours away sometimes to get to people that can vote for you. They just don't understand how hard it is, and how hard it is to be organized and get a team together. And it's just hard. And if we could all have some empathy for the candidates that are honestly trying to save the community, instead of just the constant judgment of us.
Last night, again, it was so hard. And then all of a sudden, Cami Kelch from
I love Cami.
Yeah, from Madison, from Jefferson County, got back to a text that I had given her, 8 hours ago. She had just gotten home from work and gave me the text back. And it was just so heartening, because she just said yes to like 16 things that were in this.
Aww,
that I said.
Heart to you.
And not only yes, but then like, oh, and this is what we should do here, and here it is, and here's how we get that done. And all of a sudden now we have our 6 dates during the primary to knock doors in Jefferson County and Madison.
That's great.
Scheduled, and we're doing the same for other counties as well. But that's the first one to have fully scheduled. It's like all in place now, and just to have that piece in place to then build off of. I just needed a win like that.
You need a win, because you've got like 50,000. Oh, we lost him. Tim has like 50,000 things that he has to keep track of, and and then sometimes some fall through the cracks, and sometimes you get them together. So when you get one together, it's got to feel good.
Yeah, it was nice to have it all together. So
yeah,
really, really happy for that. But so let's leave on that good note, but also
I got to talk about my
story
consignment
that
store.
you wanted
It's
to tell.
very quick.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So women, we are or people that like women's clothing, we are very, very lucky, because we get to go to consignment stores. Now, I know that consignment stores have men's clothing too, but on Monday, my husband was off, my children were in school, we went on a date. It was fantastic. We went out to eat, and then we went to the Mustard Seed, my favorite consignment store, and they were having a sale. And I went and picked out stuff. And then my husband came, and he's like, "Oh, there was nothing. There was nothing." And I was like, "This is the benefit. This is the benefit of my area, of these women buying nice clothes, barely wearing them, and then donating them." I just want to say thank you to all of these women that are doing this. This dress that I'm wearing right now, Tim, guess how much I paid for this? $1.07, because they were having a sale. I got my dress for the February 28th Harrison County Dim Gala, $1.07. Mm-hmm. And it looks like $100 dress at least. And I can't tell it's been worn. If it's been worn, it's been worn very few times. So anyway, I just want to address the unfairness of guys are not shopping as much as girls. They're not wearing. And again, another thing, people that like women's clothing, we have better fashion choices. I get to wear so much better things than you get to wear, Tim, in your blue suit. I get to wear this fancy dress and then this fancy dress and blue suit. I'm just saying, I'm thankful I'm thankful for the fashion choices that culturally I'm allowed to have, and I'm thankful for consignment stores, and I'm thankful that I bought 4 dresses for $4 and like 40 cents or something yesterday or Monday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You want to say anything to people in these last 2 minutes about some events coming up? I can give some
Yeah.
events as
If
well.
you want to meet me and Tim, message me or message Tim's team because we're having an event on the 26th, January 26th on Monday in Floyd Knobs. So it's going to be a small, intimate group of people. There's going to be food there. It's going to be at a nice house. So message us if you would like to meet us in person. And that's going to be about Tim Peck for Congress. What's the date on the Harrison County Arts one?
February 18th, we're having something, a bipartisan celebration at the Harrison County Arts Center.
Love that place.
At 6 o'clock. It's a beautiful space, hosted by both Republicans and Democrats who are coming together to celebrate the campaign. We had this last year, had about 100 people. About 30 of them were Republicans, which was wonderful. We'd like to get that number even bigger this year. Now that we have, the
we should. There's a lot of Republicans not
should.
happy with the national and state
Yeah.
things that are happening. So we should be able to get more. So yeah, let it reach out to us if you're interested in that. And then I'm doing with the leadership team, the Harrison County Democrat Gala on February 28th. You're coming to that, Tim. I think Missy's coming to that, I think.
Yeah, we're both coming. Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, Chris is coming with me too. I'm really
I
excited.
still have to get coverage
I think we're at the same
for the beginning of my shift that night because I have to work that night.
Yeah,
So,
get coverage. That's important.
So hopefully I don't have to leave early, but if I get coverage,
yes, I think we're at the same table, by the way. So I'm excited about that. I think
with
Ethan Sweetland May. Yes, with Steven. So he got us. So thank you, Stephen Powell.
Cool.
Love
Thank
you. You
Powell.
saved us so much money. Thank you. So he got us tickets for us. And then Bo Bye's gonna be there, Blythe Potter's gonna be there, Ethan, a lot of like local candidates, and we have a band and we have the most delicious food with my friends. Beck, Tim Beck 2 catering. They're so good. Anyway, it's like a warm hug of people that are there that come. I just can't wait for it. And it's only $50, which $50 is a good deal for dinner and like dancing. Like you can't get that out now. And then you get to meet all the candidates. And then it's a better together theme where like we're inviting anybody that's just now waking up and concerned about politics to come. You don't have to been always involved. This is a great event to come. So message me if you want to attend that gala. We can only get 200 people. So I do think it's going to sell out. Yeah. And I'm excited about all the stuff coming up.
Just I have a number of events that are being planned right now for the campaign, including in Bloomington. There's 3 events being planned there. There's one in Salem being planned, another in Clark, another in Floyd, another in Jefferson County, and I'm sure one in Seymour that's being planned. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of things going to be coming up in February and March, and so we'll keep talking about them. But Sarah, before we go, the CPND, I forget who this is. They usually, I think I know
who that is. Yes, thank you for watching the show. And Tim has a store we're going to be getting out soon. And Project Next has a store. It's all with Hey Elmer. So if you look up Hey Elmer, Project Next, Hey Elmer, Tim Peck, you can get awesome merch to support this movement that we're doing. And just big hugs to you, girl. Thank you for watching. Big shout out to Ethan. Ethan's listening to Ethan Sweetland May. I'm so proud of you, my friend. He's doing town halls every 2 weeks. He calls people and invites them. I mean, man, is he working so hard. He also works. He also has a job. So proud of Ethan and everybody. And if you want to run for something local, you do not have to be. Oh, you can leave for this because I want to talk about this and we ran out of time. You got to go.
I'll see you later. Yeah.
Thanks.
And let me just say on that part, if you want to run for something in any of these 18 counties or beyond, happy to talk to you about it, put you in touch with the right people and get you on there on the ballot. There are 2 different deadlines. The one deadline, February 6th, you should know to get on the ballot for the primary.
All right. Have a great day, Tim. And just text me if I can do anything or support you as a friend. And just thank you. Thank you for doing Project Next with me.
Have a great day. Bye.
Okay. So I wanted to talk to you guys about running for something because I feel like people think they need to be heavily involved in their political party to run for something. And I just want to say you do not need to be involved at all. You just kind of need to care about the community, be like a moral person and be able to kind of possibly withstand some slight political bullying because you might get it from the other side. So we need people to run for township trustee in Indiana. We're one of the few states that have that. Township trustees uh, can help give taxpayer money to people in need. So it's like a really good way to help those that struggle the most. That they might be unhoused if we don't help them. They can't pay their water bill, they can't pay their electric bill, and they reach their township trustee, and you quickly help them fill out forms, and then you kind of call the electric company, you call the water company, and you say money's coming, please don't turn off their services, and you help people. So township trustee is a part-time job. We need those for every township in Indiana, and in Harrison County we need 12. And then every township trustee has 3 advisory board members, and advisory board members get money. You get some money, but you have very little to do. You just have a few meetings a year. You help set the requirements for the township trustees to give people money. Right now, our state and our local politicians have made it very hard to help people. So township trustees do not have as much power as they used to. I find that ironic because we're supermajority Republicans, and Republicans say they support local control. But in reality, our supermajority Republicans are taking away local control as much as possible so the bullies in charge can have all the power. So that's happening in Harrison County, and it's happening statewide. So please, please, please get in touch with me if I can help you. But if you don't live in Harrison County and you're like, oh, I could do that advisory board, I could help set the requirements for helping people and work with the township trustee, that's something I could do. You know what you do? You call, email, or go to your clerk's office in your county. So ours is in Cordon. You call, you go there, and you just say, I want to run for township trustee. I want to run for advisory board, and you pick what political party you most associate with. And then if you voted Democrat in the last 2 primaries or Republican in the last 2 primaries, and that's the one you're picking, you can get on the ballot, no problem. If you didn't vote in the last 2 primaries as that political party, the clerk's office will contact the chair of the political party you're trying to get on, and you might want to call them and talk to them, and they need to write you a letter. So if you were involved in Harrison County, I could talk to you, and then I can talk to the chair. I'm friends with her, and let her know this is a great person. Write the letter. But I do not like that gatekeeping. But we have that. We have that. So you'll need to get to that, but it's possible. So you can do it in our county. So I'm trying to find 36 people to run for township advisory board and 12 people. We found some of them so far, but we need more. And we've got till February 6th. Why should you do that? Even if you might not win, why should you do that? This is huge. This is one of the biggest things you can do to save your state, save your community, getting yourself on the ballot. Because let's say you get on the ballot, you tell all your friends and family, you can vote for me on the primary May 5th in November. You can go and vote for me, and also vote for my friends. And so you research which candidates actually support community, and you tell them which candidates to vote for. So you help increase voter turnout. So if we get a bunch of people on the ballot for these small things, and they all get, say, 20 to 200 people to vote for them, and collectively do that across the state, we could get possibly a better Secretary of State elected, because that's on the ballot. And the Dem candidate's either going to be Bobai or Blythe Potter. And if one of them wins, they can help make it easier to vote in Indiana. Right now, we're one of the worst states to vote in the country. One of the worst. We have horrible voter suppression. So if we can get a Secretary of State that actually cares about us and wants more people to vote, then in the upcoming elections after that, more people are going to vote. So we're going to get better people elected. So this is a big step to saving our state. I'm really excited about this race. You can also have people vote for me, Sarah Blessing, for State House in District 70. You can have people vote for Tim Peck for District 9 for Congress. You can have people vote for the candidates in your area. This helps so much. So I encourage you to take that step to run for something. It's fun. It's scary. It's hard. It's rewarding. It's wonderful. It's how I met my friend Jama running for State House last time. And now she's one of my closest friends. You will meet great people. You will learn about yourself. You will grow. I cannot recommend it enough. This will be the third time I will be on the ballot. And I have learned more running for something, and I lose too. I've lost twice. I've learned so much about myself because I'm not running to win. I'm running to build. I'm running to save Indiana, and I'm going to keep trying. So love you all. Thanks for watching. Please message me if you want to run for something local. If you're in a different county, get in charge, get with your county party, get with your clerk's office, and just file before noon on February 6th. Love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day and week.